Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. We have a question, and this one comes from Kevin McGarrahan. And Kevin says, I've uploaded 2 new face-on views. I think he's talking about his swing. One shows excessive sway on the back upswing, as he writes it, BUS, back upswing. The other shows much less. I'll put up a complete down-the-line views later. I've been doing slow-motion swings inside to try to groove the correct positions, but when I get outside with the camera, I have several problems. 1, I can't get to the toe line very well. At waist time, my club is still outside the line at 9 o'clock. I think he's talking about his club head at 9 o'clock when he gets back to here. Instead of it being in line over his toe line, left arm shaft all the way to the shoulder line with toe line, he's a little outside over here. All right? Just keep that in mind because that's how we're going to answer this. He goes on to say, at 9 o'clock, my club head and forward arm are on the line. So he's talking about now when he gets to 9 o'clock with the arms and club are on the line. But he says that, which is not good, he says, my hands are in the correct place, but the club head is now laid off. So that means he has finally gotten over the toe line with everything, and his hands are pretty much over the toe line, and now the club is laid off, which is heavy, which means it's, if you let go, it falls that way rather than being light, straight up. So that's not a good problem. All right? So then he goes on to say, number 2, as I start my forward upswing, as he describes FUS, my hands go toward the ball instead of dropping to the toe line. Even though I hit some very good shots, I get no consistency because of this and then finish slightly to the left of the tee finish. 3, even with outward pressure on my left knee, I still get too much hip rotation and kick the knee forward too much on the back upswing. Like lots of others, I feel like I'm doing things correctly, but the videos show a quite different story. Okay, now, it sounds here, Kevin, that you're doing a really good job. Your swing is pretty good, but I think the big issue here, more than anything, is basically the fact that in your takeaway, the club is slightly outside your hands when the club is at 9 o'clock, and then when you lift your arms up to 9 o'clock, it's gone from outside to way inside because it's laid off, as you said. So let's attack those 2 issues, because I think those are the 2 things that are causing the club to come and your shoulders to come back over to the ball. All right? I'm going to put an arrow here that we're going to use as my toe line. So hopefully y'all can see this arrow. So Kevin is standing here between his toe line, with his toes on and body on the toe line, and he has his aiming line out here parallel to it. So the key is, he says his hands are out here, which means the club is probably slightly shut when his hands are here and the club is in front of him. I think the issue to that, to getting on a face on, is what? Not rotating your arms. All right? Remember, the arms rotate, and when they're together, they rotate exactly opposite each other, as I call diametrically opposed to each other. The arms are connected to the shoulder, the ball and socket joint. That's why they rotate. I think you're not rotating enough. Remember, the key is to take the club away into the catcher's mitt, toe up. And so I think you just need to get a little bit more rotation going in your forearms as you move to there. I think you're just not rotating enough. So now when you finally get to this position and the club is slightly outside the hands and you start lifting your arms up here and you start letting them rotate, now the arms, as they're lifting in the club, are moving faster. So if you would have rotated correctly all the way to here and get it in line sooner, so that you rotated more to get there and got them in line sooner, then everything could lift straight up without having any more rotation. So that's what I say. When you turn into the catcher's mitt, which is here, and then when you finally reach the toe line, there's no more turn. There should be realistically no more rotation. After that, both arms lift, both arms and hands lift the club straight up to get vertical. But you're lifting late, so there's more acceleration momentum. It's letting the club go laid off. The club is now heavy and laid off. If you drop it, it'll go back there as compared to here. So now, if the club is laid off and you were to swing straight down from there to the ball, you'd be coming in from a severely inside to out swing. And if you did hit the ball solid, it would go dead to the right. And that means that somewhere that there has to be a change made. So you're trying to hit the ball relatively straight, so that isn't going to do, because if you still came in that way and then flip the club at impact, in other words, coming in like this, which would hit the ball to the right, and you flip it, it's going to go left. So you're trying to maintain your wrist and just accelerate the club to impact with both arms straightening out. You can't do it unless you do what? Because you have to come back to the line trying to find the ball. And so you have to get the club out of the sacred barrel ground laid off, and you got to get it coming in where you can go to the ball, and that's why your shoulders are starting first. So I think the key is you get that rotation a little quicker into the catcher's mitt, toe up, and I got to be truthfully honest with you, I suffer with that too. I fight that all the time, and I think the key is a little bit more rotation, and maybe make sure that your left arm, make sure that your back arm, your right arm goes a little bit this way to allow, as the rotation rotates to the toe line. All right, because sometimes if the right arm stays, even if we get it in the under position, if we just kind of keep it there, it doesn't rotate. It's got to move a little bit inside. Just take your hands like here, and if you take it and hold a tray or something, or as if you take your, I'll take the clipboard. If I stand here, and I have both hands on the clipboard like this, perpendicular, and I stand here and go like this, notice the forward arm pushes the back arm back a little bit. Now naturally, if I just suck the back arm in really fast, that's going to give me more rotation than everyone else. But you have to find that just right amount, that together, as they both rotate, the forward arm is rotating, and you feel the back arm more just doing what? Coming inside, and then they go up together to that equilateral triangle. So I think it's a combination of both. You have to get a little bit more rotation of both arms, but especially feeling in the forward arm, and that the back arm, your trailing arm, has to do what? It has to come inside to be able to allow the forward arm, as it rotates, to still, and the body to turn to get it to the toe line. So you have to learn where that toe line is. From there, it's all straight up. All right, so I think we got a combination of rotation and the back arm having to move to get you over the toe line so you can lift it straight up and be vertical. All right, well, that's it for the search today on how to catch the takeaway into the mitt and up the tree, so that we can be over the toe line, and more importantly, be vertical at the top of the backswing, because what goes straight up comes straight down. All right, well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.